In a quiet village near the sea lived a young woman named Amina. She was kind, hard-working, and beautiful, but every evening she sat outside her mother's house with tears hidden in her eyes. Most of her friends were married. Some already carried babies on their backs. Whenever women gathered at the market, the same question followed her like a shadow. "When will we dance at your wedding, Amina?" At first she laughed about it, but as the years passed, the question became a wound in her heart. One evening, after returning sadly from a wedding celebration, Amina spoke to her grandmother. "Grandmother," she said, "why does everyone else receive happiness before me? Am I cursed? I pray, I work hard, but still no husband comes." Her grandmother smiled gently and pointed toward the mango trees behind the house. "Come with me tomorrow morning," she said. At sunrise they walked into the orchard. Some trees were heavy with ripe mangoes. Others were still green and empty. Her grandmother picked up a ripe mango from the ground. "Tell me, Amina, why is this mango sweet?" "Because it is ripe," Amina answered. The old woman nodded. Then she pointed to a small green mango hanging from another tree. "And what would happen if I forced this one to ripen today?" "It would spoil," Amina replied. Her grandmother looked into her eyes. "My daughter, life is the same. There is time for rain, time for harvest, time for planting, and time for waiting. A fruit forced before its season loses its sweetness." Amina remained silent. The grandmother continued, "Some people marry early and find peace. Others marry early and cry every night. Some marry later and build joyful homes. God writes different seasons for different people." "But the waiting hurts," Amina whispered. "I know," the old woman said softly. "But waiting is not wasting. While you wait, life is preparing you." Days turned into months. Instead of drowning in worry, Amina began using her time differently. She learned tailoring, helped children in the village read, and started a small business sewing dresses. Slowly, her laughter returned. One afternoon, a teacher named Daniel came to the village school. He was calm, respectful, and admired Amina's kindness long before he noticed her beauty. They became friends. Friendship became love. In time, they married. On her wedding day, Amina sat beside her grandmother and said with tears in her eyes, "Now I understand. If I had married earlier, I would not have become the woman I am today." Her grandmother smiled. "The sweetest mango," she said, "is the one picked in its right season."